What's up, everybody? So I just want to make a quick video, real quick, kind of off the cuff. I don't really have anything like prepared or anything. So I just want to talk a little bit about something that comes up all the time that people always bring up, and it's always the rent versus buy thing. And it just depends on where you are, kind of what you're thinking about doing. But when you really look at real estate think of it as a place to put your money. So, depending on what you think, your house is an asset or your house is not an asset, depending on what you subscribe to. But think of it like this. So if you're gonna rent, everyone needs a place to live, right? You have to pay for a place to live somewhere. And depending on where you are, like in San Diego, my market, rents are high. So, right now, let's say, your average 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, you're going to pay somewhere in the range of, high $2,800 to, $3,500 a month for rent for a bigger house like that. So when you look at that, let's just say for easy numbers, let's say we're talking about $3,000 a month, easy math, okay? So if you're looking at $3,000 a month, okay, to rent, versus if you could maybe pay $3,500 a month on a mortgage payment after you buy, yeah, you're paying maybe a little bit more higher mortgage, but it's all about where that money's going and what you can do with it down the road. So when you rent, $3,000 a month, you're paying, what is that? You're paying, $3,600, $36,000 throughout the course of the year. So let's look at $36,000. That's $36,000 of your dollars that are going to somebody else's mortgage payment. So that money's gone. You get no tax benefits from that money. You don't see it again. It's just gone. It's just the cost of living that you just give every month and it goes away. Versus when you have that higher mortgage payment, for easy numbers, let's call it $4,000. So let's say you're paying $4,000 a month in a mortgage payment. That's going to be $48,000 over the course of the year. So even if it is a little bit more, or if it's the same numbers, it really doesn't matter. The main point I'm trying to get across is that $48,000 that you get, you're putting it into an asset that you own. So yes, when you first buy a house, the amount of interest versus principal that you're paying down, it's a lot more interest than principal that you're contributing. So not all of it's going back into something that you get to pull back out or have access to, but you are putting a substantial amount of money every month towards your principal balance. And that's the thing you need to look at. So let's say you rent for 10 years. Easy numbers, okay? So we have the $36,000 over the course of 10 years. That's $360,000 that you just gave away to somebody to have a place to live, which it's probably not even the place, your dream house, right? It's just an affordable rental condo or home. So $360,000 over 10 years gone versus $480,000 over the course of 10 years that you've paid back into your asset. So after 10 years, you're definitely going to have equity. The principal versus interest starts to balance out around the halfway point of your fully 30-year amortized mortgage. But a couple years in, you're starting to pay more and more towards principal. So you don't have that total amount just sitting there, but you probably have a substantial amount of equity after 10 years of owning a home, to where even if it's not your dream home, let's say you get into whatever you can afford. You scrape all your money together, you put down your deposit, you buy your first house. Maybe it's even a condo. Maybe you don't want to live in a condo because you want space, but you need a place to live. And if you're going to spend money somewhere versus buying versus renting, buy the condo that's got enough space for you. If you're going to be, the only thing you can afford is an apartment, you might as well buy a condo, right? It's way better. Plus, that money is going into building equity. And in 5 years, 10 years down the road, when you really want to buy that dream home, you're going to have substantial equity or appreciation depending on what home prices do. So when you look at how people in this country really have built wealth, it's through purchasing real estate. A lot of times that first investment, that first home, wasn't the home that they expected to live in forever, but it was an initial investment because they needed a place to live, and you got to spend money, so you might as well buy it and put it back into your own little piggy bank. So that's kind of my quick little short video. If you're thinking about renting a place right now, or you are renting a place, let's talk. Let's look at what the numbers are, because at the end of the day, believe me, almost anyone that has income, decent enough credit, can purchase a home. It's really not as hard as what you might think. You really just got to talk to the right people. Contact me. We can definitely talk and look kind of over the basic numbers, and then from there, I have a mortgage professional that I deal with almost exclusively, who is just a wizard at looking at your unique financial situation, credit, income, all your assets, debts, and they say, okay, based on everything, this is what you can afford every month to pay. This is how much money you need down, or maybe we can get you in this cool no down payment or low down payment program, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you need a place to live, and you're gonna spend money anyway, so it might as well go back into your own bank, right? Go into your assets, something that you own. It's really, really not as hard as you probably think. So call me, let's